Well, that's just prime.
Hey guys, what's up? Dave here, aka Rodimus Prime 89, back for another unboxing. Today we're looking at a figure from the Transformers Legacy line. So after the War for Cybertron series ended, I think they just decided to stop, I guess, the War for Cybertron figure line, and they just moved on to the Transformers Legacy line. So there are going to be a lot of figures in here, a lot of retools from the War for Cybertron line. This figure in particular we're looking at today is actually Galvatron. This is essentially the exact same figure that came from the Kingdom line of War for Cybertron. Funny enough, I had wanted to pick up that Galvatron for some time. I just hadn't been able to find it in stores or anything. But just funny enough, the box is a little dinged up, but I was able to find a copy. I was able to find a figure out just at a Target. So, like I said, the box is a little dinged up, but finding this guy was actually kind of fortuitous for me because what I didn't like about the Kingdom Galvatron, number one, the figure itself kind of has some battle damage paint on that one, which I was kind of hoping just to get a cleaner version of the Galvatron. So I wasn't the most happy about that with the Kingdom Galvatron. So fortunately this guy came along and he doesn't have the battle damage, so it's kind of perfect. And also this Legacy figure does not have the shoulder defect or issue that the Kingdom one had, or at least that some of the Kingdom figures did have out there. So yeah, I got lucky. I just kind of waited. You know, I wasn't actually. I figured I would just pick up Galvatron later around down the line at some point, and I figured out I'll fix the shoulder issue. I'll just kind of deal with the battle damage paint. But I actually just kind of held out, and I found one without the paint, the battle damage paint, and yeah, without the shoulder issue. So anyway, first figure I've gotten from the Legacy line. I did also pick up a blaster. I found that out in the stores as well, which I just haven't seen too many of the newer figures out on shelves, at least here in Colorado Springs where I live. So pretty happy to find both of those guys. Yeah, the box is a little messed up. I can live with that. I get rid of the packaging anyway. So we'll just go ahead and move along here. So we have the cover art here, of course, him in his main, his main robot mode, and then his alternate mode, just some kind of, I don't know, like a tripod kind of blaster, like a turret kind of thing. On the side here, this is going to be the artwork for the Legacy line, at least for the Decepticons, it looks like. And on the side here, on the messed up side here, we have Galvatron, and both of his modes again. Of course, back here, we get a look at his robot mode, his alternate mode, and then we the little accessory, the Matrix of Leadership here. Pretty cool to get this Galvatron finally. Got to pair him up with my Rodimus Prime. Galvatron, for those of you who may not know, who may not be familiar, was actually debuted in the 1986 Transformers the movie, the animated film. He was formerly Megatron, after Optimus Prime and Megatron kind of killed each other, in battle. Megatron was just kind of tossed out of a ship because they thought he was just too damaged to function anymore.
Wait, I still function.
Wanna bet?
Unicron, the main villain of the film, found him and reformatted him, along with several others, I want to say. Skywarp, Thundercracker, Bombshell, some of the Insecticons, and they made him into Galvatron and his minions just to kind of work for Unicron, kind of his four horsemen kind of thing. So, that's just a quick little intro to that guy. Galvatron in the movie was voiced by Leonard Nimoy, pretty cool. They brought him on to do that, so pretty memorable. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. I kind of had to unpackage him a little bit already because this box was so fucked up, so hopefully the figure is okay. Oh, cool. Looks okay. Instructions, of course. Nothing really to speak of in the box. Pretty straightforward here. Much like the Kingdom line, it does not come with a blister pack, so I don't love that, but not a big deal. There are like a million little zip tie deals back here. So I'm going to go ahead and get him out of his little cardboard prison here. Alright, and here we are. Got him out of that little prison. That took some doing, actually. Yeah. Anyway, First impressions of him. I don't know, he's kind of a bigger, bulkier guy than I expected. I don't know why I'm surprised. He's right up there. He might be bigger than Rodimus Prime, and that's kind of a beefy guy, but first impressions, head sculpt is great, of course. First thing I'll notice. We'll take a closer look at that. The colors look really great here. None of the battle damage, like I said. Just a nice, clean Galvatron, and I think this looks amazing. Joints are a little heavy. Yeah, I kind of like that though for this guy. He's a heavier. He is a leader class, I want to say. He is a leader class figure. I think he's got a good weight, good heft to him. He is a solid, sturdy figure. So the joints are a little tight, but I'm finding myself minding that less and less. But I think he looks really cool right now. Everything seems to snap into place okay. I'll take a closer look at his mobility, articulation, all that good stuff. There's just a quick look at him. The accessories he came with. The Matrix of Leadership on a little chain here. I wonder if that can separate or not. Doesn't look like it, but that's okay. Imagine, once we get him situated, you just kind of have that hanging around his neck some kind of way. I'll fuck with that later. So that's kind of a little neat detail from the movie. He does get a hold of the Matrix when he destroys Ultra Magnus.
Sweeps, terminate him! Die! Die! Unicron, my master. With this, I shall make you my slave.
So that's kind of cool. Just a bit of plastic here. I mean, they maybe could have brushed the metal on the chains, on the chain links here. It's a detail they maybe could have done, but they didn't, and that's okay. It's ultimately not an important part of the figure. Of course, we have his large phallic gun that makes the basis for his alternate mode, the cannon. So comes off, I guess. Nothing too crazy there. Transparent, kind of an amber orange, kind of a plastic there. So all right. And then we've got these. I'm not exactly sure what these are. These are meant to be guns. I really haven't looked at the figure too closely. Yeah, I really haven't even looked at the box art yet here. Looks like they can kind of combine. So maybe part of his alternate mode here. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a look. Like I said, we'll get a closer look at his articulation, and we'll see his transformation. And yeah, we'll take a quick look at that.
All right, here is Galvatron, a closer look. Please pardon the harsh lighting. It's kind of an interesting day over here lighting-wise. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the man himself. First things first, of course, it is a Rodimus Prime video because we talk about head sculpts. Ooh, man, I really don't like that lighting. Anyway, great head sculpt. Looks just like him out of the movie. Kind of see detail on the chin there, the nose. Looks great. The crown, if you want to call it that. Looks pretty great. Extra detail on that little backside there. Of course, you could do the Exorcist 360. You pivot up and down, side to side. Not the most, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. Let's look at this awesome Decepticon logo he has here on his chest. Looks pretty great. Gosh, it's really frustrating. Let's focus. Yep, that great purple color that we were talking about before. The red paint here looks great. I think I would have liked to have seen that like in a transparent, like red plastic, but yeah, not a big deal. Yep, some cool little details here. See great texture details on those sides of the legs here. Yep, focus a little more here. A little bit of rocker action here on his foot. General articulation. Legs can move forward, back, and let's see if we could do a proper Van Damme split. Ooh, he sure can. Look at that. Yep, joints mostly one connected piece here, so no double joints. That's cool. It's fine. We can rotate him around, it looks like, if we really need to. Looks like his backpack here might get in the way, but if not for that, looks like he would be able to. So limited range of motion. Again, not the biggest deal for me because this guy's just going to hang out on my shelf, and I'll probably get some photos and stuff with him, my other figures down the line, but for his purposes, just sitting on my shelf, he doesn't really need to move that much. So something to note though, not the most articulate here, but that's okay. Got the joint in the arm. His arm can go around all the way to the back. Hands do not rotate. Oh, they do. Look at that. They do rotate. I didn't think they did. They slide back in here as part of his transformation. Yep, just the one elbow joint. Got these little roller deals here. I'm assuming that's just part of his transformation. Yeah, pretty cool figure. Bulky guy, but I think he looks great. Get a better focus there. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get a look at some of his accessories. So first, his phallic gun here. Energy cannon, whatever you want to call it. Does come apart. Maybe you incorporate with this part into part of the transformation. Not entirely sure, but some okay detail there. The handle. Yeah. I got a closer up of this. Like I said, that is transparent. It's pretty cool. I actually kind of like that. Get that off to the side here. Closer look at the matrix of leadership that he steals from Ultra Magnus in the movie. Kind of holds hostage till a hot rod fights him. So like I said, very generic on the chain here. Like it doesn't have to, it's not a super important part to the figure, just an extra little thing, but I think like maybe some like a more silver painting here might have been kind of a nice little detail to it. It's just kind of this dull gray, but that's perfectly fine. Again, it's not super important to the figure, just a neat little accessory to have anyway. So, and then we have these guys. Looking at the instruction like manual and the artwork. Focus, there we go. Looks like you can connect these. Looks like they kind of tab into each other. And that looks like that could just be like another gun. You can give Galvatron here. Let me see if I can. Probably just meant to be something like that. Although these don't hold the best in his hand. There is like a hand hole here. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. So maybe something like that. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna have him wearing that. I did see. Yeah, they're not even holding together the best. I think there's some storage back here. We can just kind of pop them on too. So I might just end up doing that at some point. But otherwise, he is probably just going to hang on to his main guy, who's a little plasma cannon. Just not a little cannon by any means. It's like, it's as tall as he is. Shit. It's like pretty good size comparison there. Makes you think maybe Galvatron is compensating for something. Anyway, I think he's pretty cool looking. Again, not the most articulate, but he doesn't really need to be. He's just going to be a pretty awesome placeholder on my shelf. Have him face off against Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, whomever, but I think he's pretty cool looking. Well, alright, so we got to look at him, his articulation, his accessories. So I will go ahead and transform him into his alternate mode, and we will take a closer look at that. Alright guys, I got him transformed into his alternate cannon mode here. Took some doing, but I think I'm pretty pleased with this guy. This is kind of cool actually. Yep, like I was saying earlier, that transparent plastic looks pretty sweet. These are some of the extra accessories that we had. So the instruction set, just to kind of plant them on here. It's kind of an extra, I don't know, extra menacing look there for his little cannon mode here. It got the little wheels. These don't actually roll. Oh no, they do. There's some on the bottom. Whoops. Yeah, it's just an okay for me. I don't think this is anything truly impressive. I mean, like, it's cool, it's fine. Of course, I got the Matrix locked up here as well. Closer look at all this good stuff. Get a better focus there. I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to keep this in this mode at all, but just kind of cool to show that. It was like 30 steps or so to do. The instruction manual is not really the best. If anyone else is watching any of these videos, you know, I'm not the biggest fans of those provided instructions. They help somewhat, but they're not the most helpful. I end up going to other YouTube channels, Prime vs. Prime and others like that, to actually find out how to transform them, and it's much easier because those instructions are not always the best. Yeah, so it wasn't the worst I've ever transformed, but, you know, not my favorite, not the easiest either, but not too bad, all things considered. Really, I'm just thrilled to have this guy, and yeah, so just giving you a quick look of all this. Kind of looks like a big mess here. It's kind of like a tripod cannon thing here. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get him back into his robot mode now.
Alright, and we got him back to his main form, his robot mode here. I am very, very pleased with this figure. The transformation with the steps that it had, actually, man, not bad, actually. Pretty pleased with that. Yeah, I'm just continue to be surprised at how, like, sturdy of a figure this is. For, like, some of, you know, I've had some that are a little more fragile, a little more delicate. This is a strong, sturdy figure. I really like it a lot. The color is amazing. That transparent plastic looks really great. Got lots of great details here. Obviously, the Decepticon little decal on his chest. Yeah, I even like the colors on this. You know, the red in his knees here. Everything looks. I'm really impressed with this figure, actually. Very excited to pair him up against my Rodimus. Maybe I'll get some cool, you know, I'll do some cool Photoshop and photos and stuff. Him and Rodimus facing off. But again, I'm just really impressed with this head sculpt. This is perfect. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if War for Cybertron. I mean, I feel like they're going to do more like another series following the War for Cybertron. I imagine Galvatron will have a bigger part. Obviously, if you watch the show, they allude to him, they show him a little bit. I know, yeah, you see him featured on there a little bit. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. Galvatron on the G1 show was kind of shown to be even more aggressive, more volatile, more likely than not mentally unstable. I'm pretty sure the transformation process that Megatron went through to become Galvatron from Unicron, I'm sure made his already fucked up mind even worse. So Galvatron, as he's portrayed on the G1 show, is just shown to be kind of deranged, like really, like out of his fucking mind a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see on this next show they do following the War for Cybertron, kind of how they incorporate Galvatron, because obviously they showed him and Unicron. So I imagine I'll have a bigger part, and I wonder just how much of like that mental instability of the character will actually be in there, because that's actually kind of an interesting aspect of the character. So I'm very curious. Was not a fan of the War for Cybertron series, but I mean, I certainly watched it, and if they put out another show following that, I mean, I'm positive I'll watch it too. So yeah, so hopefully they make it better if they do. But anyway, very pleased with the figure. I'm gonna be getting some more legacy characters to unbox. Like I said, I already have a blaster. I think I saw a Bombshell or one of the Insecticons already. So I've seen some cool ones out there. There's going to be a Tarantulas for Beast Wars. I believe I saw that there's going to be an Inferno as well. I'm very excited about those two figures. Hopefully they make a Depth Charge and a Silverbolt from Beast Wars. I'd really love that to complete my collection. But the Legacy figures I've seen out so far have looked pretty cool. A lot of them have been retools of the War for Cybertron line. But hopefully the new characters they bring out will be good. So if this Galvatron figure is any indication of that line, then I am looking forward to getting those, because this figure is great. So yeah. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the Galvatron figure. Let me know if you prefer the Kingdom line to this guy. If you have any real problems with it. If you do prefer the battle damage paint job, whatever. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, Thanks for stopping in. This has been Rodimus Prime 89. Thank you.